So as you guys saw a few videos ago, I recently picked up a full speed engineering exhaust for my C6 Corvette. I got the headers, the Xpipe, and the axle back. So what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be installing the full exhaust. I'll try and film as much as I can. I'm gonna be as detailed as possible. And at the end of the video, we'll do a review of the install, we'll do a review of the exhaust, and we'll do a couple sound clips of before and after, just so you guys can hear the difference. It's gonna be a good video, it's gonna be a good day. I'm ready to wake this baby up, so let's get into it. So I just got back from picking up my headers from my buddy Albert over at B-Tech Performance. He hooked it up, he wrapped the headers in some DEI titanium heat wrap. I was gonna do the ceramic coating, but I was like, you know what? Nah, it's really expensive. Sometimes it chips off, and I've had really good success with the heat wrap. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stick to what I know best, and that's the heat wrap. He hooked that up, he wrapped those for me. I would be lying to you guys if I told you that I wasn't getting bored of driving the Corvette. It's stock, it's boring, it's quiet. So that's exactly what these things are for. I'm ready to drive an exciting car again. The Super's been down, so it's gonna be exciting to put these things on, and that's exactly what we're gonna be doing today. So I'm actually taking my car down to my buddy's house. He lives literally in the neighborhood right behind me, and it's all downhill. Since we're gonna be working on the exhaust, I don't wanna start the car. I'm gonna try and cruise it in neutral with the car off all the way down to this dude's house. So far, got out of the driveway, going down the hill. Let's see if I can do it. I do think I'm gonna have to start it when I get to his gate, because I gotta drive through his neighborhood, but the entire hill on the way down there, I think I could do it. We're picking momentum back up, come on. If you don't have power steering, I feel sorry for you. This is brutal. Stop sign, no stop. I'm just keep rolling. Oh, I just gotta get over that hill. I gotta get over that hill and it'll be a straight shot. I'll be good, I can make it. Going through the intersection, I can't make it. I don't think I'm gonna make it. No, come on, come on, come on. I don't think I'm gonna, oh my God. We're almost at the top of the hill. She's shaking her head at me. I actually made it over the hill. There's no way, the car's still off. She's in the way. I actually made it. His entrance is right there. No way, I actually made it all the way to this dude's neighborhood without starting the car. Oh my God. Oh my, no power steering is no joke. This is where I'm gonna have to start the car because I gotta put in the gate code and then go uphill. Damn, I actually made it. That's insane. All right, the car did run for a minute, but ultimately we got here without running it for too long. Let's go. So got the vet to my buddy's house. Got all the exhaust stuff laid out over here. Got the headers on the table, all the clamps. I got some shields for the spark plug wires, and then some O2 sensor extensions. So let's get the exhaust on this baby. This is so sick, dude, to have in your garage.
Yeah, I'm just going to one house right now because
That's perfect.
I'm a liar. It's just the dealings. I put it on the walk and then I went up off the walk and you see this touch the ceiling.
Oh, it goes that high? Jesus. I mean, dude, for a small car like this, it's a pretty decent, like, you couldn't get this high on jack stands. No way. So we got those 4 nuts off. I'm gonna pull these hangers off real quick and then disconnect the Xpipe from the axle back, and the whole midsection should just pop out. So we still got the catalytic converters cooling down just a little bit with the fan. Got the Xpipe out. I think we're gonna move on to the axle back. Next, we're gonna pull that out. Once that's out, we'll start working on the headers, and then everything should be done as far as the stock stuff. All right, one side is off. We might be able to get away with just taking these two off and these two, And then, cause this swivels, so we might be able to just pull it down just enough. So this will come out.
So I take this one off, and then this one, take the nut off. It'll slide off.
Lift it up. Oh, there you go. Oh my Jesus. There she is. Behemoth. Muffler number 2. This should come right out just because we already dropped the sway bar. Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we got the axle back off, both mufflers. We got the Xpipe. That's it for the rear end of the car, or middle half, I guess. We're gonna get working on the headers, undo all the bolts from the manifold to the head, and then it should just slide right out. So we decided to just remove the cats from the manifold. It'll be a lot easier. It's just 2 15mm nuts, and they slide right out since the Xpipe is already disconnected. So we got this side off. We're gonna bust this side out real quick. So we got this cat off and this cat off. They say on the driver's side, it's good to wrap the clutch line if you're gonna do long tube headers, because I don't know if you can tell, the actual line itself is rubber. So the heat from the headers could melt this line and then you have no clutch. So I do have a little bit of Inconel, or I don't know, it's like Inconel fiberglass heat shield. I'm gonna wrap around this with a metal zip tie. And it should be good. We're gonna unbolt the headers, pull those out, and then the long tubes should be ready to go on. So we pulled the starter out. We're actually gonna be wrapping it with some fiberglass, like Inconel type shielding. These LS starters are known to get like really hot and then not start after a while and then just completely die. So taking a little bit of precaution, we're gonna wrap this and then throw it back in the car. And then I need to wrap the clutch line, same stuff. Since the clutch line is rubber, you can see it's already kind of heat shielded from the factory. We're gonna put a little bit more on there just to keep it a little more safe, and that should be good for heat management from under the car. All right, guys, don't laugh at me. We got the heat shield on the clutch line. Yes, I used more zip ties than probably anybody in human history, but I just don't want it to fall off. So it's on there. I'm gonna push it back. Probably gonna zip tie it to the brake lines right there. And then I don't know how I'm gonna push it back. I might zip tie it to this little line right here. But heat shielding is on the clutch line and the starter. Should be good to go, and I shouldn't have any heat-related issues. So we got the car on the ground, got all the plug wires pulled out, disconnected the O2 sensors. Now we're gonna pull the manifolds off, and then we should be good to throw the new headers on. All right, so we just got the stock exhaust manifolds off. Easiest way that I found, I read online, is unbolt them, hold them, well, unbolt the cats, then unbolt the manifold from the head and just drop the head to the ground. As you can see, there she is. I got some new gaskets to go in there, so I'm gonna throw those on, and then we're gonna throw the headers on. All right, so we got the O2 sensors out of the stock manifold, put them in the new long tubes. Those are all good. He's gonna raise the car up right now. We're gonna throw them in there. You gotta go from the bottom. There's not enough room up top, so gotta go back under the car. We're gonna put the headers on, and then Xpipe and axle back. All right, so we got the long tube headers on. We're kind of just test fitting everything, all the pipes, trying to figure out how the Xpipe goes, how all these other pipes go. He's got the muffler in the back, just kind of putting it on the hanger, seeing where it's gonna sit. So we got the tips mounted on there, kinda. It looks so much better than the stock exhaust. Let me back up. Obviously they're crooked, not mounted fully right now, but man, It's looking way better than the stock exhaust. Thoughts? Looks good. All right, so we've been struggling to get this axle back on and over the axle. We spent about an hour doing this. He had the genius idea. Let's connect it out of the car, put the clamp on, and then fish it through, because that's how you do it with the stock exhaust. So the torque sequence and the foot-pounds on these things are 11 foot-pounds on the first pass, from the middle to the outside. And then on the second pass, 18 foot-pounds from the middle to the outside. So we're down here looking at the Xpipe, and noticed that when these pipes are even, you can just see it right here. This side is sitting probably an inch lower. Let me see, I'll grab this piece of wood. Like, I feel like that should not be like that. We've twisted this pipe up and down, pushed it in, pulled it out, and it's still like when it's dead even, it's sitting much lower than the other side, and like even pushing it up, the angle is just different. So I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, or if they sent me a tube for a Camaro off the headers or something. And the actual header, the bottom of the header, is sitting lower than the driver's side. I don't know if you guys are able to tell. So I think we're just gonna leave that how it is, hanging a little bit lower than the other one. I'll talk to speed engineering. I don't know if that's normal, but like from this angle, you guys can totally tell this is sitting lower than this. So we're just gonna leave that. If it's an issue, then I guess they'll fix it somehow. But we got this on. I put all the band clamps on. And the problem that we're running into is that the Xpipe, it goes on to that side. Oops. It goes on right there, and then it connects to this one right here. But there's not enough room to get these in there and this side in there. So what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna take these pipes off of the axle back. This is the axle back. It goes all the way to the tips. So I think we're gonna disconnect it here, pull these off on both sides, push the muffler, disconnect the mufflers from the hangers, kind of push them out a little bit, put the Xpipe on, connect these pipes, and then re-slide the mufflers or the axle back into these pipes. Keep you updated. So with these, so with this exhaust, there's note on that too, but like right here on the actual tube itself, they flare it out to a certain point, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to go until it stops. Because I mean, if it's anywhere in here, there's a ton of adjustment at like 2, 4, 6, 8, or 7, 9, like 12 points. So I'm assuming they go all the way to the end. So hammered the Xpipe all the way on as far as it goes, and it actually looks like it's sitting kind of in the right spot. So I guess we'll disconnect the mufflers from the hangers, kind of push those back a little bit just so we can have more room, and then we'll put that pipe in here. We'll see. So we were kind of just looking at everything and like tightening the clamps just a little bit, just to make sure it doesn't move too much. And since this kind of comes out at a curve, it's like a, I don't know, maybe 10-degree curve, there's gonna be a massive exhaust leak right there if we use the dual band clamps. So I think what I'm gonna have to do, unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna be able to run the dual clamps here. I'm gonna have to run a single one just because it comes out and it bends right at the middle of this clamp. So there's like no getting around it. I pushed the clamp as far over as you could this way and as far over as you could this way. And there's still a massive gap right there, which 100% is an exhaust leak. So I think I'm gonna pull the Xpipe back off. I'm gonna put the single clamp on there and just cross my fingers that it doesn't have any issues, because I've heard that the single, just like the single band clamps, they're not that great. So, but I don't think I have an option. I'd rather have a possible exhaust leak than a guaranteed exhaust leak. So pulling the Xpipe back off, and then we'll change out this clamp. So the mufflers are connected to the pipe that goes over the axle back. We got these on. Well, actually, he got those on. And then the Xpipe is all good. All the clamps are on. We just got to go around and tighten everything. But if you go to the back of the car, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. The tips are all cockeyed. So I think what we're going to have to do is just keep rotating the, we're going to have to keep rotating the axle back. This will change the angle of the tips, which, like, I don't know if you can tell. Like, that's not straight. That's kind of straight, but that one's way off. So we got everything on though. Just got to straighten it all out and then tighten it, and we should be good to go. All right, so it's 2 o'clock in the morning. We've been working on this for 2 days. We finally just got everything buttoned up, tightened. Everything's on, but there are a couple of issues.
We got this big gap right here. Compare to this side. Okay, put a finger in there. Compare to factory.
I mean, it's dead even. Well, it's off a little bit, but it's dead even. Like, even the heights are dead even. So, I mean, look at the tips. That one is like okay, but this one is like cocked way to the right. This one is pretty straight, and this one is just way off. And if we twist it, bro.
It's tight.
Oh, you tightened it?
Yeah.
Well, if we twist it to get this these tips any straighter, it bangs against the frame right there. You can already see where it was touching. Yeah, right there. So I don't know if they sent the wrong piping. I mean, you could see it just right here. Like, look how different the pipes, like the direction of the pipes are. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're supposed to be like this, or if they just messed up on something. I don't know. From the Xpipe back, it ain't fitting at all. I mean, it's on there, but nothing is even. Nothing is symmetrical, nothing is even. And I feel like, I mean, even right here, the e-brake cable is touching the muffler, which I don't, like, this side is good. This side has miles of room. So I don't know if this side is wrong or this side is wrong. I feel like, even though we kind of been having troubles with this side and the tips on this side, I feel like it might be this side that's wrong, because it should not be resting against the e-brake cable. Like, let me see if I can. Like, you can see how off the tip on the right is. All right, for the moment of truth, it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna feel really bad right now. I hope he doesn't get in trouble, but the car's done, it's back on the ground, everything is reconnected, everything's tight. Let's hear a cold start on the brand new Speed Engineering exhaust for the very first time. Dude, thank you so much. You are the man. This dude has done this with me for 2 days. He's been helping me for 2 days. It's 2:45 in the morning. He's got work. nice to have good friends, man. Friends are always willing to help you. This sounds sick, dude. This sounds insanely tight. Definitely louder on a cold start, but even the idle, like, it's loud. Check engine light's already on for the O2 sensors. That's fine. I'll worry about that with the tune. Damn. I just gotta fix that exhaust tip. I gotta check if there's exhaust leaks. I don't even know if there's exhaust leaks. I'm too excited right now to even pay attention. It's smoking bad, but I know that's just from the heat wrap, so it's all right. Jesus, it is, looks like it's on, I'm not even gonna say the word. Wow. I'll give you guys a rev tomorrow. I don't wanna wake anybody up either in his neighborhood or mine or anybody for that matter. This thing is gonna be screaming. So, all right, well, I'm gonna get out of here. Let's pick this back up tomorrow. Damn good sounding exhaust. We had to cut it off. He's gonna add a little bit more piping, change the angle just a little bit, and then it'll be straight. This exhaust ain't right. Downtown Mufflers. I had them fix everything. Fix all the leaks, fix all the tips, everything. We just left there. I'm driving home right now, and I figured I might as well give you guys an in-car driving sound of the exhaust. I'm gonna be 100% honest. It drones so bad. Between 1800, right here. Let me see if you guys can hear it. Right there. Oh my God, that frequency, like it's rattling the interior. That's how bad it is. I mean, at idle and anything above like 2300 RPM, it sounds phenomenal. But like 1800 to 2300, unbearable. It's unbearably loud. Sounds absolutely amazing when you're getting on it. So it's been a couple days. I haven't really been touching the car. I haven't driven it. I'm waiting to get a tune, but before I get a tune, I gotta install a wideband on the headers. So I'm waiting on that, and then I'm gonna tune the car. I'll be driving it after that. But we got the exhaust on. The tips are straight and even finally. Everything looks good, it sounds good. So here are my final thoughts on this exhaust. The headers, awesome. They fit great, they look great, they were super easy to install, they don't leak. I'm super happy with the headers. Now the Xpipe, it's not great, but it's not terrible. It works, it just could use a little bit of work. They could refine it just a little bit to make it fit a little bit better, to make it line up with the other piping a little bit better, but it works and I'm happy with it. You kind of get what you pay for. So the Xpipe, not terrible, not great. It kind of just is what it is. So the axle back, I would never buy this axle back again. I don't care if it was 50 bucks, if it was 100 bucks. I probably wouldn't even take it if it was free, just because of how much of a pain in the ass it was to get it installed, how much of a pain in the ass it was to get everything lined up and fitting right. Now, I don't know if it's Speed Engineering's design or their manufacturer that messed up somewhere, but I would definitely save your money. Getting everything re-welded and cut and adjusted just to make it fit perfect, it's not worth it. I probably spent $800 getting that axle back to fit. So Speed Engineering, you guys gotta step your game up on the axle back. Xpipe is okay, the headers are great, but the axle back needs some serious work. So I'm gonna end the video off here. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful in some way. But for now, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and live fast.